Hey guys, my name is Francisco Hernandez, and today's video is a bit of a fun one because it's not just a regular editing video, but it's going to be an edit video where I edit the same photo with 3 different time constraints. I just thought it would be interesting to show you guys the different results that I get when I have different time constraints when it comes to editing a photo. And I'm actually curious how long you guys take to edit your own photos, because for me, it could be up to an hour or a little bit more whenever I'm just kind of doing a leisurely edit. But sometimes if the photo looks great right out of camera, straight out of camera, then I don't really take a long time on it. I would say probably like 10 minutes max if the photo looks really good straight out of camera. I didn't want it to just be me editing those, so I did leave the raw file to the photo that I'm going to be working on in today's video. So if you guys want to edit with me, then you can find the photo in the description area below. A link to the photo will be there. Let me know in the comment section below how long you take to edit your photos on average. Before I continue with the editing, I want to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Adorama. Adorama is an industry-leading retailer that has been serving photography, videography, and audio customers for almost 50 years now. Their motto is everyone is a creator, and they do their best to unleash that creator within us all by providing us with the tools and expertise necessary to get the job done. I personally shop at Adorama for both the great deals on products I use and recommend, but also the great customer service on those products as well. If you find yourself interested in any product that I talk about in today's video, check the links that will be in the description area below, and be sure to use those links if you decide to order. I took this photo actually in 2018, and I want to show you guys real quickly the light setup so you guys can see exactly how it was lit up. I used a pair of 200s with a Cheetah Stand QSB 26, which is a 26-inch beauty dish. I believe I did use it double diffused as well, going off of the softness of the light on her. And I also took a behind the scenes video of me taking the shot, so I'll leave that on the screen right now so you guys can see exactly how she was looking when I took the photo. The way that I was thinking to do this video in terms of the timing is I'm gonna do that 1-minute timer, and then I'm gonna add a 9-minute timer, so then that will be a collective 10 minutes. And then after the 10 minutes is done, then I'll add 20 minutes, and then that'll be all together 1 minute, 10 minute, and then 30 minutes. And without further ado, let me just start the timer on the 1 minute. I'm a little nervous for some reason, even though I'm just editing a photo in 1 minute. All right, 1, 2, and 3. All right, I do want to raise the shadows, so maybe I'll raise a little bit all together throughout the image with this section. Bump the colors a bit, and I already know some of the colors got weird. I will reduce the saturation of the oranges to -15. It looks a little green, so I'll reduce the temperature a little bit to 5700, and then add a little bit of magenta, and get an adjustment brush. And gosh, the time is going quick. And then just select this area right here, the shadows of the area of the shadows, and then just bump that up a bit. And then now zoom in on the eyes and get another brush. It is way too close for some reason, and just paint over the eyes real quickly. And now just add a preset, dark eyes, and then change it to 0.8. And I think I needed a little bit more there, but that's it. So let me just stop the timer. I'm gonna just get out of the adjustment brush section, and I'm way too close for some reason, so this is 100%. I think I had added the zoom a second ago when I was editing another photo, but yeah, so let me zoom out and show you guys the before and afters. This is the before, and this is the after. Before and after. I basically did a lot of shadow increase in the shadows, and I think just the eyes were not perfect. I should have brought up the exposure of the right one a little bit more, but I was running low on time, so that's why I didn't do that. And like I said before, I am gonna get another timer, but this is gonna be 9 minutes now, and I'm gonna just start that. And I probably will cut a little bit into the editing. I won't leave it unfiltered, raw footage like the 1 minute timer. So keep that in mind, because I don't want it to be just a very long video of me just editing and you guys seeing minor mess ups here and there. And now 3, 2, 1, that is the 9-minute timer starting. I do want to increase the shadows and the exposure of the lower part. These jeans are like really dark. Actually, now that I think about it, I didn't do anything to the blues, so let me just go to the saturation of the blues and then lower the saturation because it's a little too bright. I'll like it -30. I'm not sure, but I think I will adjust the hues a little bit, so let's see how that looks like. It's mainly like the background behind her for some reason. There's a lot of yellows in the sky, so if anything I will adjust it just a tiny bit to like -5. And okay, so this is the area that's going to be just mainly her skin tone. tones. So I do feel like she was a little too, I don't know, like yellowish. So I will just change the hue to like -6. So let's see the before and after of that. So this is 0. It's super subtle, but I can see like there's a little bit of yellowish greenish skin tone color that was going on. So when I changed the hue to -6, it did kind of fix that a little. And let me just go to the adjustment brush again. Okay, I was already there, dang it. And go to plus, go to brush, and then just go to this lower section right here where her arm is and then the jeans are, because it feels like a little too dark. I did make this like stomach area a little too bright, so I will just reduce that just in that stomach area and then over here, because I think what I did so far to that section was just a little bit of the arm, a little bit of the jeans at the bottom here, and a little bit of this background on accident. But I think I'll add a little bit more of the jeans, so make sure that I have that selected, paint a little bit more of the jeans, and then actually what I should have done first is select everything but her and then increase that just a tiny bit, because I feel like the background was a little too dark for this photo. I did use, let's see, I used shutter speed 1/8000th of a second, f1.4, ISO 50. So I could have raised my ISO just a tiny bit, or I could have lowered the shutter just a little bit to get a little bit more exposure in the ambient, because I feel like it's a little too dark. So I will get the plus, go to select background, and now once the background is selected, and I know it's gonna take a little bit of time because my computer's not the best, finally it's done after like 10 seconds. Okay, the background is selected, didn't get her arm here, but it should be fine. I'm gonna raise the exposure, let's see, 0.25, and that actually looks good. Maybe 0.20. Yeah, 0.20 looks good. Slightly less than 0.20, maybe like 0.18. That looks good to me, because I don't want it to be like, I want hers to still pop from the image but not be too dark on the background, because I felt like it was too dark. And now I feel like the highlights on her skin are a little too bright. So usually when I try to keep the same exposure throughout the image, instead of just lowering the exposure, I feel like the way that I reduce the highlights is just to actually not just lower the highlights specifically, but the way that I target the highlights is by lowering the whites. So I will just lower that just a tiny bit to like -10 or -11, -10. No, I feel like I don't want to keep it on like any sort of, I always try to, just like the volume on my TV, I like it to be at 0, 5, 15, multiples of 5. I still need to just zoom in on this right eye and raise the exposure of it. So I will do that before taking one last scan of this image and then seeing how I want to edit it in Photoshop. And my mouse is a little bit weird right now, so that sucks because I know it's gonna mess up my editing, but I think it's good now. So just a couple little clicks, and I think now that I'm done with that, I will zoom out. Oh my gosh, zoom out. And now just take a last scan, see if I want to raise the shadows just a tiny bit more to like 20. Not that much, Jesus. Okay, 20. And now I like the image. Maybe a little bit more exposure bump in the lower section, and then I'll move into Photoshop. So let me just, now that I'm really looking at the bottom part, I feel it's still dark there. So I'm gonna just bring that up a little bit with the adjustment brush. Okay, now it looks fine to me. I just brought up the exposure of the shadows in that area up to 40. Now that I'm looking at the time, oh my gosh, I am 3.5 minutes. I will export the image. So while I'm exporting the image and then loading it up in Photoshop, I am gonna pause the time because I feel like the exportation is just gonna be like something that's not under my control. So I'm gonna pause it right now and then export the image. And then once I get into Photoshop, then I'll continue. And now that I'm here in Photoshop, I will continue, and I only got 3 minutes, 15 seconds. And okay, I'm not sure what to do. I do want to fix some of the hair, so I will just use generative fill for that. I am going to start with this left section here, and then because you know it's not crazy messed up or anything, but this hair is bugging me, so I want it to be more unified. So I have that selected. I'm going to use generative fill. I always click period just to avoid any sort of like that error that says, you know, you did something inappropriate. You use period and then you generate, and then it kind of avoids that. I learned that from Pixelperfect, and it does look, that one looks pretty good. Let's see the second one and third one. I like this third one. Okay, let me just zoom out a little bit. I feel like it's a little bumpy here, but it's fine. It's better than before because this is the before and this is the after. And now I'm gonna just get this. Okay, select. Oh, my mouse is being weird. I'm gonna select this, and then I'm gonna hit generative fill, and then I'm gonna continue. What the heck? My timer is going, I only have 50 something seconds. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna click cancel. Oh, now, okay, now when I click cancel, for some reason, generative fill is taking forever, so it just really ate into the time that I have left. This second one's fine, I guess. The second one's fine. I don't think I have any time to do anything else really, so if anything, I'll just do one last generative fill for this section here, the hair, because it was bugging me, and my mouse. This hair on the bottom here too. Yeah, all the area right there, I think I'm just gonna use generative fill. And you know what? I'm gonna ignore that timer because I'm gonna add like 15 seconds to my timer because for some reason, generative fill took forever on the last strand of hair. It like took like 4 times as long, and then right when I click cancel, that's when it actually started to work. Okay, see, that was not that long. That was like, I don't know, 8 seconds, 10 seconds, but that's how long it should have taken. Yeah, I think I like this first generative fill layer. Yeah, the first one looks pretty good. I'm gonna zoom out, and then you guys can see the before and after of this edit, which isn't much, it's just fixing the hair. And I'll also show you guys the before and after that's from the straight out of camera without any editing in Lightroom to what I just did right now here in Photoshop. And now I'm gonna add 20 minutes because the 1 minute plus the 9 minutes is 10 minutes, and then the 10 minutes plus the 20 minutes I'm about to start equals the 30 minutes that I have for the 30-minute edit. And like I said before, I will probably fast forward and skip through some sections of the editing in this section, this 20-minute timer, just so it's not a very long video. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, that is starting the timer for 20 minutes. I always try to give my images a scan to see what I really want to fix. It's dumb, but for me, what I'm seeing with this image is I do want to fix this hair and this, you know, these 2 strands of hair, the hair in general, because I feel like it could be smoother looking, because I feel like the lighting looks nice, and in the way that the lighting is hitting the outfit and everything else looks nice, but those hairs are just bugging me. So generative fill to the rescue for that section. Oh my gosh, my mouse is being weird, my computer is being weird. I will just generative fill this whole hair section, and then I'll continue. Oh, okay. So I have done a little bit of generative fill to this lower section, but I did want to see how this whole chunk of hair looks after the generative fill, and it looks pretty good. So this is the before and this is the after. I love the fact that the hair looks so realistic. So, you know, big win for the generative fill in there. Not like in that second one or that third one. That first one was just really good, so I'll leave that one there and do that last little bit of generative fill for just this section here before I do the dodge and burn and frequency separation that I want to do. Also change the colors as well, selective color, but let me just, you know, step by step. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened, but generative fill took forever for that last generative fill section. So I canceled it and then I restarted it, and then it worked a little bit faster. But I hate when it's just these technical things that just ruin the timing of this video. That one looks kind of okay. This first one looks a little messy. This one looks better. Let's see the before and after. But I actually liked how it looked like before I did the generative fill in that section, specifically for this area over here. So, I mean, you know what? I could actually select the generative fill layer and then just paint off the section that I did not like over here. So I think I'll do that. It looks good from afar. And now, because I only got like 14 minutes left, I will do some dodge and burn, and then I'm gonna do frequency separation. Actually, you know what? Colors first, selective color, make sure that it's selected, and I'll play with the sliders and then show you guys the results in a second. So here's the before and here's the after. It's, again, I feel like it's something that's subtle, but it does make a big difference in the kind of vibe of the image. I did this to the blacks, I did this to the blues, I did this to the whites, this to the yellows, and then this to the reds. So it was kind of quick, but you guys can pause the video. Only got like almost 12 minutes left, so I will do dodge and burn. So that's going to be a curves layer. I'm going to raise that up a bit. That'll be my dodge, and then I'm going to get another one and then raise that down a bit, and then that's going to be the burn. And then of course I do need to invert and name these different layers, so I'll do that. And the main thing that I'm seeing that I want to adjust is maybe, I feel like the highlights are a little bit bright on her face, but maybe brighten the eye section and then the bags underneath her eyes, and that's gonna be my main focus for now. I will make sure that I have the brush selected, make sure that I'm painting white. I right clicked and I'm gonna leave the hardness at 0 and then the opacity 100, and then flow is not gonna be 30. I'm gonna be very gradual with that, so I'm gonna be at 1%. Okay, so I'm doing the dungeon burn, and you know that thing where you're like looking at the image and then your eyes start to get all funky and then you're like not sure exactly if the image that you're editing is looking better or not? I'm feeling that right now, so that sucks, but I'm pretty sure it looks good. It's such a weird thing to say, but I think it looks good to me. So, you know, but yeah, it's good to take breaks, but this one is a timed video, so I'm just gonna do a little bit more burn to those highlights in the skin, and then do very quick, what's it called, frequency separation. And then actually what I'm seeing right now is the skin tones is a little bit funky throughout the skin, so I will just try to do my best. All that in 7 minutes. I am just using the eyedropper tool to select some of the skin tone that looks good to me, and then I'm gonna get a blank layer and then make sure that it's on color, and then start to paint in the areas that I feel like it's a bit off in terms of the skin tone. And then yeah, my computer's like, no, you can't do that. on doing a last minute increase in saturation. I just messed up. I do want to go to vibrance and then just raise that up a bit and then invert it and then slightly paint more of the vibrance on the arms because I feel like it's just pretty desaturated over here where the arms are. Ooh, but when I increase saturation, this looks weird. So I will increase it and then lower it again to, so they're just like too desaturated. So I guess I'll leave it at plus 20. And now the last thing would be to do frequency separation. So I will skip that, but I do have a video on frequency separation and how to create those layers. I'll link that in the top right corner screen as well as the description area below. And now that I have 3.5 minutes, I have the lasso tool and I'm going to start to do the smoothing of the skin. And I feel like it's going to be something that I'm going to do on the forehead. I'm going to just use the lasso tool with a feather of 4. Then I'll add Gaussian blur and make sure that you are on the correct layer. For me, that's going to be this L layer. That's going to be the color layer. I will add a little bit of wet brush to kind of smoothen some areas in the arm here. Usually when I do that, it makes the image look a little too smooth in the out of focus areas. So I probably will add just a little bit of noise at the very end in a minute because I got a minute and a half to go. And then this is the before and after frequency separation. Okay, it's a big difference. Last thing, I'm not sure. I think I'll add a little bit of levels. Bring that out there, just to give a little bit more contrast to the image. Maybe at 3. What did I say? Oh, noise. New layer. Control Shift E. Filter. Noise. Add noise. 1.5 usually good. I'm just make sure. Maybe 2. Okay, so I got like 20 something seconds left. I am not sure what to do. I think if I had more time, I would do probably, you know what? I'm gonna give myself just a tiny bit more time because my mouse has been acting up, but I'm gonna select this area here. Yeah, okay, now my mouse is acting fine. Select that area, generative fill, so I can just remove the wrinkles a little bit on that lower part of her outfit. And the timer just went out, but again, I'm gonna let this go, generative fill. Ugh, I hate that noise. And then I'm gonna be done with this edit. Okay, that looks awful. And this looks a little bit better. Kind of like that one. So let's see the before and after. I actually do like this last one. So it added a little bit more of the patterns up here, but they ended, but it looks okay to me. I actually do like that. So let's see the before and after of that. I'll leave it like that. The before and after for my Photoshop edit is gonna be right here. So this is the before and then this is the after. So before and then after. Now I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that when you have more time to edit, you can get fine-tuned results, but sometimes you can do very little to the image and it looks totally fine. But I think for myself personally, I always find things that I just want to take off and add on and change. So that's what kind of eats up my time in terms of editing. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to give Adorama one last thanks for sponsoring this video because when they sponsor my stuff, it allows me to keep making free content for you guys. So definitely check them out. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the very next video.